if we're going to fight the globalist powers that should not be, we're needing to recruit and have physical and virtual meetups so we may build a infrastructure that will help retain the power to combat the forces that await us on the other side. Yes, the Beginners Club is officially recruiting. First starting as volunteers is a passion project. Recruiting at the most base level is we'll have meetings, virtual and in person. In person if you are in the West Coast, the States, if viewers around the world, we'll have it virtual. We'll have it through Zoom meetings, teachings, recruiting, equipping, training, sharpening skills and talents, understanding, edifying. What the Canaan's Club was meant to be is to edify one another in all things pertaining to spiritual matters. So that is what we're going to do. What we need is all talents, particularly engineers. We're thinking big. We got to bring this to from the spiritual to the physical. As we talked about in the previous video with the truckers convoy, how they single-handedly around the world, starting in Canada, and you see also in Australia, you see in California, they're following the same model. It's using infrastructure, using the very same infrastructure to combat the powers that should not be. Is that we need to utilize our own infrastructure, to create our own infrastructure, to have a decentralized, autonomous organization, DAO, DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, both that is online and both that is operates in the physical world. This is New Jerusalem. New Jerusalem is something we manifest and create that also helps birth through our infrastructure the kingdom of heaven. Whereas we have with Babylon has building an infrastructure that births the kingdom of darkness in the world and destruction. So what we have to do is build infrastructure, use infrastructure that we have today. Things like the blockchain, things like physical real estate, things like the airplanes, all these things to help us to remain and keep our independence and power in this world. So, two things, starting off with two things that we're going to build. First is called AI Cherubic real estate. No, Babylon should not be the ones spearheading and controlling first AI into real estate. They should not be the ones. It should be decentralized and not be a centralized controlling factor. So when we go further, is that we need more people within our organization. This organization, we need more people of like-minded within the King's Club to have ties in real estate, and have this real estate, the AI algorithm, this algorithm to be not connected and not programmed to Babylon, but programmed to New Jerusalem. So the real estate that we are surrounded in, with the houses, homes, apartments, the malls, the commercial real estate, everything that we're surrounded in, walk in, malls, everything will be a grid, a simulation. It's algorithm. It builds a reality in which births New Jerusalem. It's in line with the mitzvah. And secondly is VR, Metatron's Cube. So we understand that in the future, VR, virtual reality, will be a thing. It already is a thing. As technology increases, so will things pertaining to virtual reality, to the point that we won't know the difference between reality and that which is not reality. But then again, what is really reality? What we make it to be? The question is, who is the one controlling that reality? How we perceive that reality? So, if you understand and watch previous video, Metatron's Cube is a manifestation. It's how we perceive the world. Metatron's Cube is a manifestation tool. So when we're talking about VR, this is not just VR, virtual reality, like things pertaining to Oculus, where you put the gadget on and you're able to see a certain virtual world. But we're going to extend this to even mobile phones, phone technology. We want this virtual reality not just where we're putting something over our head, but that you place something on the counter and then you're able to see somebody as if they're actually there. That is where the technology is going to go in the future. That you'll be able to talk to your neighbor, you talk to your friend, your family member that may be in another country somewhere. It'll be as if they're actually there. You see them. We've seen this technology in movies. We've seen this in video games. We've seen this in fiction. But it will actually be a reality in which we experience. We want that reality to be controlled by the decentralized autonomous organization of the King's Club, stretched out across the world of various members that contributed to it, engineers, architects, visionaries, that are wanting to imbue New Jerusalem into the world, and through the world, to combat Babylon, the woman of the beast. If we don't do that, the Babylon, the woman of the beast, will take over the infrastructure, will take over the technology, and will push us more and more to destruction, into judgment, until you will be wiped out. All of your kids and your generations will be wiped out. If you want to be preserved, then you have to create a tool of self-preservation, an ark, which is New Jerusalem, through the infrastructure. So thus we're going to have this decentralized autonomous organization, the King's Club. And if you're in the West Coast, comment down below, email me, and we can have our weekly meetings. And if you're not, we'll have virtual meetings, which will equip and train and provide tools and work together with our networks to create and build this infrastructure of the AI, Cherubic real estate, and the VR, Metatron's Cube. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.